we have our next guest, Alexandra Collin de la Horte. I think I said that right. She'll correct us.
Wait, say that again.
Alexandria Collin de la Horte.
I'm going with that.
French.
Let's see what she says. Yes.
We'll see what she says.
Thank you for taking.
She will correct me. She is the head of therapeutics for Epic Bio. They are a relatively new player in the area, focused on gene editing technologies to treat FSHD. People may remember a little story we put out about them earlier in the year, $55 million investment to come in to support the development of their therapy that they hope will be, life altering for FSHD. FSHD is their lead therapy. So without further ado, I'm gonna bring her in and let you chat with her, and we'll see if we can't get a hold of Madison, and we'll bring her in later. So Alexandra is getting her audio and video set, and I'm just excited to introduce our community to some more of the members of the team at Epic Bio. So great to see you today.
Hello, Alexandria.
Is it Alexandra or Alexandria? Is there an I there?
But I go by Alex. So
Alex.
Even better, Alex.
Everybody.
I love it. Hi, Alex.
I'm going to let you guys chat, and I'll go see if I can't rustle up our next guest. Great to see you today.
Thanks, Lee. So, Alex, welcome. Thanks for being a part of the Giving Tuesday Radiothon.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you could have some exciting things here to talk about. Our community is always interested to know, therapeutics that are happening. This is gene editing, right? That Epic Bio is involved with. Talk a little bit about that. I think we had other guests on earlier that kind of danced around the idea of it a touch. I really want, of course, Alex, your take and what is Epic Bio doing?
Sure. I'll try to explain it the best I can, but if you have questions, feel free to ask. And so, yes, we're developing a product that we're very, very excited about, and it's a gene therapy product. It is not gene editing, and it's an important distinction in our opinion, because we're not modifying the DNA sequence. We're not altering the DNA sequence. But, as you know, FSHD to some extent is an epigenetic disease. And so what we're doing is developing a gene therapy product to correct the epigenetic landscape of patient cells. So we're developing a product that will suppress abnormal gene expression without changing the DNA sequence. So that's the
distinction.
That's the distinction.
Yes, yeah. You're suppressing that DUX4. I'm assuming
Absolutely.
we always all hear about as a community of non-scientists.
Yes.
And having smart people like you to help us navigate that. Yeah. So then how you said product, you're working on a product, right?
Yes.
So talk about how far can you talk about that, I guess?
Sure. So please interrupt me if it gets too technical. But we're developing a gene therapy product, and so our product will be delivered intravenously. It'll be a one-time delivery, so it's a one and done treatment. And what it does, once it gets into the circulation, it gets into the skeletal muscle tissue. And this is where it does what it's supposed to do. And so how does it work? I'm sure you've heard about CRISPR.
Yes.
At least a little bit. So CRISPR is a really, really novel and very interesting tool that allows us to bring specific element to a region of the DNA. And so we're using CRISPR to essentially bring different elements to the region that control DUX4 expression. So, we can, with high precision, go around the DUX4 region or the D4Z4 region, and we bring elements that will repair the methylation that is abnormal in FSHD patients. So we go to the DNA and then we restore the methylation of the D4Z4 and we suppress gene expression. So we're leveraging CRISPR technology, delivering this product using an AAV by intravenous administration. So the promise here is that by addressing the abnormal methylation level and by restoring the methylation level in patient, we'll be able to cure, to restore at the molecular level what is not working in FSHD patient and potentially provide a treatment that will be one and done, one administration and for something to potentially cure FSHD.
Okay, you say cure FSHD. So is this a stopping and a repair of what those might have had lost? Is that the goal?
Yes, I would say, to be fair, it's very difficult to know until you go to clinic, but that's with this intent in mind that we're developing the product, and we've talked to clinicians, we've talked to people who are developing the clinical plan and how this product could work, and we have hope and confidence that this treatment would actually cure and would lead to an improvement of the disease phenotype. So yes, at the very least, we wanna stop disease progression, and we're hoping that it would actually improve.
And you talked about earlier, we had like Scott Harper on, and he was talking about delivery mechanism being like a virus. And is this like similar in that regard of what we're talking about, like delivery, or is this different?
Yes, absolutely. And the way gene therapy works, and there has been a lot of advances recently, but the way most gene therapy to date work is using some sort of virus that is modified to be completely harmless. And the virus that is often used is called AAV. And so we're using an AAV. So it's a virus that doesn't have the ability to replicate inside the cells, is devoid of any harmful effect, and so we use this as a Trojan horse. We're using this as a delivery vehicle. Right. We can add inside this vector our medicine, and that's the way we're delivering it. We're leveraging the fact that viruses naturally will go to different cells in the body, and we've repurposed this virus into a vector for delivery. The one that we're using specifically has been tested in clinic already. The AAV that we're using. There's an ongoing Sarepta trial for Duchenne. Sarepta recently filed for accelerated approval. The product has been shown to be very safe and efficacious, and to deliver to the muscle tissue, which is what we want to see here.
Purpose, right?
So we feel this aspect of our gene therapy product is very much de-risked because it has been tested in clinic and it is safe. So we are very excited by and also very lucky that there is work that has been done already by other companies that allow us to work with this AAV and to be able to deliver our technology.
You're saying a lot of exciting things there, Alex. I'm just a patient myself, has FSHD. And so I'm hearing about one and done. I'm hearing about repair, halting it, all that. That's pretty remarkable, what you're trying to work on. Where are you within the path, of this process? And then what are the next steps going forward?
Sure. I'm saying a lot of exciting things because we're very excited and we believe we can make a difference As I told you, though, there's always some uncertainty until we go to clinic. So we have a lot of confidence in certain aspects of our product development, but we still have work to do.
Yes.
So where are we at the moment? We recently submitted a pre-IND to the FDA. I don't know if you're familiar with this regulatory process, but essentially it means that we've submitted some data already and we've laid out a plan of what we want to do and what we will do before submitting an IND and before being able to start a clinical trial. So as a matter of fact, we're waiting to hear back from the FDA. We're thinking that we will hear back today, if not in the next coming days. So, depending on what they say, it might change some part of our plan. You never know, and that's always a moving process. But we really detail a very good preclinical and development and clinical development plan. And so with everything in mind, we're thinking that we will submit an IND by the end of next year, and we believe that we will be able to start our clinical trial shortly after.
Shortly after. How can our community, and if anything, help at any point of that process?
That's a very good question, and thank you so much for asking. I think we want to make sure that we're developing a product that will meet people's needs. And we've been talking to patient and patient community and asking what type of product they would like to see, what type of measurable outcomes matter for them, the type of treatment. Would they appreciate like an intravenous treatment? Would they what type of clinical trial they would like to enroll in? Placebo, no placebo, like all of the elements of the clinical development plan. We want it to be informed. We want to talk to the patient community to make sure that at the end of the day, we will develop a product and we'll start a clinical trial that will get people excited. So how can patient help? Definitely, by reaching out to Epic, and we can put you in touch with people who are working on this, and we're always looking to talk to patients. We also had patients, giving us a talk, a presentation here at Epic, with scientists asking questions and then patient answering from their perspective. That's also something that we're always very involved with, because
let me know. I'll be there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we would be. We're always interested in these type of events. They've been very helpful in the past, and it's important for us to stay connected with the community. After all. Yeah.
No, well, yeah, and we do appreciate that. We feel that, at least I've heard from others in the community, including myself, that's becoming more and more. There's more and more roles being even developed within pharmaceutical companies, biotech companies, that are really those roles that people carrying those jobs are designed to be connected with the patient. What do they need? How do we get this for it? Always thinking of the patient. And I know as a community, we appreciate that we're not just numbers, right? That we're not just in some data, in a sheet. So it is great to hear that. And the fact that that Epic Bio is calling for that, wants the involvement, looking for that involvement. Giving Tuesday goes to me beyond just the dollars. Not all can do that. So what can we give in time? And I think there has to be some of that here as well.
And I have to say, I think the FSHD community is very, very involved, and it's clear that you want to see treatment being developed, and that you're pushing every barrier possible, and I'm sure you already know that, but it's so helpful for startup or any organization who want to develop something to have such a connected and involved patient population. So I think it really makes a difference, and I think it's the reason why we see more movements in these recent months and years. Definitely the patients have been a driving force.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Alex, for for joining us and explaining what you're doing very well, especially for me, not a scientist person. I think that you hit it perfectly for us, and spending some time with us today on Giving Tuesday Radiothon that we're having. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Very nice to talk to you, Tim.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
That is Alex from Epic Bio, and I have to say, Lee, I'm very happy that Alex was fine being called Alex. And
Me too.
if I had a daughter with that
name,
I would
but
call
not
her,
enough for her name. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Je parle très un peu français. I think I even
Oh,
got that sentence wrong.
You used to? What? I know. Both of my boys are in French class, and I know that they
have they come home and said "Zut alors"?
No, I think they can say their name. That's about it. So,
shoot. All righty. That is exciting. At the work, what I don't know that you touched on, because I was scurrying around back here, making sure our next slate of guests was ready to go. But I was listening to all the exciting news she had to say. What I don't know that they really had a chance to mention, Alex had a chance to mention, is that, Epic Bio was critical in making sure we had an in-person walk in the Bay Area. They sponsored it, underwrote all 100% of all the hard costs, plus some. They had a team, I think 75% of their staff, which is, by therapeutic drug development companies goes pretty small. They're in the 40-ish employees, I think.
Yeah.
I think 75% of them not only showed up, but they all registered and fundraised. And
wow,
they have FSHD in their family. They are people on staff that are personally impacted. And so we're just really thrilled that they're in the fight with us and that they're doing their part. And, now we have to keep doing ours. So we are closing in on $5,000 raised so far, which is awesome. Great start. We love it. 5,000 just became 10,000 because we have our $150,000 match. But, in order to keep funding all the research that's coming our way, in order to keep funding the gathering place groups that are for patients, for caregivers, for younger folks, Gen Z and millennials, for early onset parents, to have a resource in place to go to share with parents that know what they're dealing with, for anyone that wants to get involved in feeling fit with FSHD through our fitness group, to keep FSHD University going, bringing the greatest educational resources, not just the United States, but really to the globe.
The world.
People plug in from all over the globe, and to ensure that we have the right on-ramp ready to engage all of the patients quickly, meaningfully, and in a short time frame into all this research that's coming. We have to fund all that. Every now and again, you'll get somebody take a little offense that, oh, you're just about the money.
Oh, yeah.
I am unabashedly about the money. I am, because that we have to be. All of that needs to be funded. But here's the good news. The good news is your $1 becomes $2. Your $5 becomes $10. Your $100 becomes $200 today. And we are excellent stewards of the money. We take it very seriously. It's not ours, belongs to the patients and families. We want to continue to fund the things that they care about and that are meaningful to them and that bring positive impact to your life, and raise your voice and strengthen your resolve and get you engaged, because we cannot do this without you. And that does take some money, but we all pitch in. Thousands of people pitch in what they can. And now pharmaceutical companies and corporations are coming along and supporting the work that we do as well. So it's not all being carried by the patients. We get funding from a lot of other sources as well. We are going to continue to press into that, because this is the switchbacks we're on, right? This is the place we're headed, is towards the top. We got to knock this thing out.
I mean,
I want to see it done.
And you get that from people getting pushback all the time. Well, if I give, how much is really being donated to the proper cause? It was, Mark said it, 83 cents of every dollar. That's a massively high percentage. Those that don't understand that. It's also rare. And the fact that this is targeted money going to FSH.
That's right.
Muscular dystrophy, not other forms, no offense, but I'm about FSHD right now, and that's what we're trying to do. So I am selfish that way. And I feel like that's okay.
You're
So-
allowed to be. You're
Yeah.
allowed to be. That's the goal. And there's lots of good work there that helps all of us. Like Alex was mentioning that because their delivery system has been tested, it's known to be safe, that they kind of leapfrog ahead. So there is important work on many fronts, and anything that helps any of the muscular dystrophies is helpful and important, and we value and affirm all that work, right? But the reason, if that was enough, the FSHD Society wouldn't exist. If the umbrella, if the important work that the umbrella organizations were doing or other organizations were doing were enough, we wouldn't need to be here.
Mhm.
But we want to cure FSHD, and there is something about when it's genetic and it's hereditary and it could be passed on. Like no one wants that to be, part of their legacy, right? We want the legacy to be, I was part of the generation that cured it.